Why is consistency on a diet so challenging? And I've thought about this my entire life. Why? And I know a lot of you struggle with this as well. And it's not your fault because dieting is designed from a scientific standpoint. Usually diets are like if you eat X amount of calories, you'll lose X amount of weight. If you count your calories on Weight Watchers, you'll lose a certain amount of weight. Of course, that works. If you go on the paleo diet and you only eat a certain amount of meat, your body's going to respond in a certain way. Of course, that works as well. So all balanced diets will work perfectly. But the thing is, we're not a science experiment. We're not robots. We're humans, and we have psychology and emotions and life circumstances that the diets necessarily aren't considering. So how do you lose weight and keep it off? How do you lose weight in a consistent way? And this is something that I've struggled with my entire life, figuring out up until 7 years ago, where I realized that until I was doing things that I enjoyed, it was never going to stick. Now imagine when you were a kid and someone told you you couldn't do something or you couldn't have something. Of course, you wanted it more. Even now, if someone tells you you can't have something, you want it more. It's a natural human condition. Now, if you wanted to save money, if you wanted to save a few $100,000 or $1 million, you wouldn't want to save it tomorrow. I mean, maybe you would want to, but it wouldn't be reasonable to say, I want to have it tomorrow, I want to have it in a month, I want to have $1 million in 3 months. You would never think that because, maybe you would, I would never think that because it just doesn't seem practical or reasonable. And on diets, for some reason, we think, hey, we want to lose 20 pounds. We want to lose it next month. Before I go on vacation, I want to fit into this pair of pants. And I thought like that my entire life until I realized that until I take the pressure off and do things that I enjoy, I was never going to actually maintain the weight loss. So what I did was I started creating healthy habits. And when I say healthy habits, behavior changes only happen when you really enjoy what you do. So I realized that as soon as I started creating things that I enjoyed doing, for example, going for a walk in the morning for 5-10 minutes, drinking a certain amount of water, and as soon as there was no pressure anymore, those things were able to develop into healthy habits that I enjoyed. Now, 7 years later, I look forward to getting out of bed and putting my sneakers on and going for a walk, going to the gym, doing something active. So my question to you is, what can you do that you really want, that you enjoy doing, that can turn into a habit? What behavior change? In order for something to turn into a behavior change that turns into a habit, you need to enjoy it and you need to have accountability. With those two things, you can be very successful at changing your life and changing your weight for a long term, forever. But you need to create a new system, a new operating system, new pathways in your brain of what's possible. And the way to do it is by taking small steps, one step in front of the next. So the first thing you can do is just take the pressure off. If you just take the pressure off and all of a sudden it becomes a lot easier, then all of a sudden you don't mind taking the small action. But when there's a lot of pressure to lose a lot of weight in a short amount of time, it's very hard to understand why small behavior changes are going to work. Because right now, the only thing you're likely thinking is, I want to lose weight tomorrow because I don't like the way I feel, and I want to tell you that I empathize with you because that's how I felt for most of my life. But every time I would go on a restrictive diet, I would gain the weight back. So if you think about this holistically and long term and what you want for the rest of your life, like you would save up for retirement, the same way you would think about your body. You want to lose weight for a long period of time. You want to be healthy into your older years. You want to be healthy in a year or 2 or 3, right? The time is going to go by anyways. You might as well make the changes that are lasting. It's a smart investment. It's a smart investment in you, and you deserve it. So when you take time, just be patient with yourself and start by building small habits that you enjoy, you're going to see long-lasting change. If this resonates with you, shoot me a note. I will respond to your emails, and I'm super excited for what we're creating here together. So thank you so much for your input and letting me know about consistency, how that was one of the biggest struggles that people are struggling with. And I'm not surprised because it's been something that I struggle with my entire life and something I'm still working through, but it's fun to do it with you guys. Have a great day, and God bless.